Well, hello everyone. Happy Thursday. It is digital host AJ Wuest here, welcoming you back to Before the Four, the live stream where I go through some of 48's top news stories and then some before our 4 o'clock newscast. Wherever you're watching today, whether it is on Facebook, whether it's on YouTube, or the 48 Now live stream, thank you so much for watching and spending a bit of your Thursday afternoon here with me. Now, we got to get into it. We have a lot to talk about today, some exciting news as well. But starting things off with the weather, it was a warmer start to the day this morning, but definitely don't let that fool you. It is getting extremely cold and should continue in that trend. Let's now turn it over to 48 First Alert Chief Meteorologist Brad Travis for a look at the forecast. Brad, I hear it is getting cold.
Well, AJ, it's a First Alert weather day now, and it's one of those First Alert weather days that actually begins in the evening for the overnight hours. Just make sure you're ready, you're prepared, your home is prepared, your pets are inside tonight. This is just definitely no excuse not to bring them, not to leave them outside. Again, be very, very careful with those space heaters as well. We're looking at temperatures to fall into the 20s this evening. The wind chill is already in the 20s. The wind chill is going to be dropping into the teens tonight, so protect your pets, your pipes, any agriculture you got out there, even livestock. And if you're going to be traveling tonight, make sure you got extra blankets in your car, maybe some water, and just in case your car breaks down, doesn't want to start, because you can get dead batteries, especially in mornings with the weather like this as it gets so cold. Now, Friday morning, the wind chill, 6 to 10 degrees. A heavy coat and gloves. Make sure those fingers are protected, exposed skin. And again, some delays, a possibility that could happen anytime it gets that cold. Very low humidity, too. Overall, just a colder than normal pattern here. And we're going to get out of this Friday afternoon, though. Here are the wind chill numbers approaching the single digits by 9 o'clock tonight. And we definitely get down into single digits in most areas, especially those sheltered valleys. 6:30 in the morning, that's when it's dangerously cold to spend too much time outdoors. But we get over this by 11 o'clock or so, and then we start to get back to reality and back to normal kind of temperatures. But that won't take place really until Saturday as far as normal goes. So 40 for the high tomorrow, and then we've got a lot of rain to talk about Sunday, Monday. Periods of rain perhaps Tuesday and Wednesday as well. Back to you.
Whew, that is good to know. Make sure you all are bundling up, especially later on tonight and tomorrow. This no joke, it is going to be cold. But now in Morgan County, where at least 4 loud explosions were heard last night around 8:30 at Nucor Steel, Decatur. Now officials say molten metal that was exposed to water caused the reaction. People say the loud boom could be heard in Trinity as well as Athens. 48's Daquan Lee is working today to learn more about last night's incident coming up in our evening newscast. So make sure to stay tuned for that. But now here's a story for you all. 50 to 43, that was the final score of the Class 3A state championship today, as the Mars Hill Panthers were certainly on the prowl for that blue map. The Panthers defeated Houston Academy today in Birmingham, and they had absolutely no issue running the football, that is for sure. With the help of running backs Hudson Higgins and Caden Chandler, the squad totaled 445 rushing yards, Higgins with 223 carries, and Chandler with 172 rushing yards and 23 carries. Shout out to Mars Hill for a remarkable state championship season. And 48's Carl Prather as well as Cam Durr will have highlights and game recaps coming up in our evening newscasts. Well, today is Thursday, and that means it is time for a look at the weekly Crime Stoppers report. Let's see who 48's Gina Benitez and HPD need your help stopping this week.
This week, Huntsville police say they're looking for 2 crooks they say stole a bunch of stuff worth a lot of money from a store in the mall.
Huntsville police say this happened in late October at Parkway Place. Police say these 2 walked into the finish line and surveillance cameras caught them picking up items, putting them in bags, and then taking off. Cops say they got away with about $2,000 worth of merchandise. If you know who they are or any of the others police are looking for this week, they want to hear from you. Police say Ariana Boswell opened a bank account at a local bank, deposited forged checks, and withdrew more than $21,000. She's wanted for theft by deception. Curtis Carter is accused of targeting an elderly man, obtaining 3 cashier's checks totaling more than $120,000 and cashing them. He's also wanted for theft by deception. Police tell us Luke McComb stole from a local Walmart. Investigators say he was caught on camera skip scanning and swapping barcodes and stealing some $985 worth of property. He's wanted for retail theft. Scott Cooper is wanted for possession of cocaine. And Truman White is accused of leaving the scene of an accident with injuries. It's easy to earn up to $1,000 if you have any information that can help police. Just call 256-53-CRIME or add a tip to P3 Tips. That's an app you can download from the App Store. You can also text or email your tips. For more information, visit the Crime Stoppers link on our website, WAFF.com.
Well, thank you, Gina. And now a few stories in case you missed them. Yesterday, a student brought a gun to Geraldine High School. 48 Savannah Sapp with those details.
Liz, Geraldine High School Principal Robert Ritchie says school leaders were already looking into more security improvements before today's incident. He says by next year, a security dog will be on campus full time to sniff out weapons, much like the one that was found here today. The dog is currently being trained and will join the school resource officer on campus in the spring. The principal revealed this in a statement today after a student who has not been identified was caught with a loaded gun on campus. He says all drills and protocols were followed. Students reported the gun to a teacher who then got the school resource officer involved. Within 5 minutes, the principal says the student was in his office and the gun was taken away. No schools were placed under lockdown because the principal says the potential threat had already been neutralized. Fortunately, administration says there was never any threat made to the school or students. And at this moment, it's still unclear what charges this student is expected to face. I have reached out to Geraldine Police as well as the DeKalb County Sheriff's Office for more information, but I have not heard back. Reporting in Geraldine, Savannah Sapp, 48 News, on your side.
Well, thankfully, that situation was resolved quickly and no one was hurt. And following up on that incident, tonight 48's Noah Cowell, he'll be speaking with a school security expert on this ongoing situation that we're seeing here across North Alabama. But make sure to stay tuned for that. And now a story from 48's Nick Ballinger. Some Huntsville residents are demanding answers after some of their mail packages were dropped off in an empty parking lot. Nick Ballinger with the story.
It could be a holiday shopper's worst nightmare. About 24 undelivered UPS packages left unattended in an empty parking lot in South Huntsville. It was a concerned neighbor that happened to stumble upon the pile.
Again, unprotected, it's just almost unfathomable at this point. But you see it all the time as porch pirates. At this point, they would have had early Christmas if they'd have pulled into this parking lot.
The clubhouse where the packages were left is used by multiple neighborhoods on Green Mountain. When Jim found the packages, there was no driver in sight. He sat for over an hour without anyone showing up. When we both returned later in the day, they were all gone.
I mean, this is an ethical dilemma at this point. You know, somebody just had total faith that nothing would happen to those packages up here. Thank you for thinking that way of the residents up here. But it only takes one person to take all of those.
When I contacted UPS to find out what happened, a spokesperson said, "Thank you for bringing this to our attention. UPS takes the security of customers' packages very seriously, and we're looking into the situation." I followed the address on one of the packages to a home 5 miles away from the spot it was left. The homeowner didn't want to be on camera, but multiple hours went by since those packages disappeared from the lot, and his packages still hadn't been delivered. After following the tracking number on the package, I found an expected delivery time of 8:30 p.m. Tuesday.
Well, thank you, Nick. And now a story out of the Shoals. The Colbert County Sheriff's Office is currently seeking assistance in identifying the Foodland thieves. 48's Aria Pons is on your side with more.
Liz, Rose of Sharon Soup Kitchen in Huntsville has been providing a constant stream of food, clothing, and toiletries to the homeless and underprivileged for over 20 years now. I spoke with Executive Director Teresa Wilson-Todd today, and she says that their main goal is to help these people and put them in the best scenario possible. And as we approach these harsh winter months, that goal doesn't change. Wilson-Todd says Rose of Sharon offers 300 meals a day and over 100 showers a week to people who need them. And after 8 years of directing the soup kitchen, she knows that as temperatures drop, people who sleep outdoors or couch surf will struggle.
We try to be a solution to that. So during the week, Tuesday through Friday, they can come here. We're a warming center, a day center where they can come and have a meal, have some entertainment, get case management, and help their situation.
Lance Henson, who was homeless on and off for almost 5 years, now helps others at the soup kitchen. He says Rose of Sharon has everything these people need to get through these harsh conditions and get their lives back on track.
Anything that I needed, it was here. Looking for a warm place and warm food and great service and family supportive. This is it.
Wilson-Todd says the Downtown Rescue Mission and Salvation Army are two local organizations that will take homeless people in and allow them to stay overnight. And she says that while Rose of Sharon doesn't usually allow them to do the same, they will take some more severe cases in. Reporting in Huntsville, Noah Cowell, 48 News, on your side.
Well, thank you, Noah. And now a story out of Decatur. The Cook Museum of National Science is mourning the loss of one of its own. Kale, who you were seeing on screen right now, passed away last week after a long battle with a bacterial bone infection. Museum officials said Kale came to the museum back in 2020 as a non-releasable rescue and was removed from display in January of 2022 due to growing medical concerns. Kale captured national attention when he became the first animal to receive a CT scan at Decatur Morgan Hospital back in July of last year. He also received another CT scan earlier this year to check for an ongoing infection in his shell. Kale was rescued after he was hooked by a fisherman off a pier in Virginia. Now, museum officials said due to the size of the hook and following an endoscopic procedure, the wound never fully healed. And you can read more about Kale's incredible story on our website. Just go to WAFF.com. And let's now talk about Canathon, which is, of course, going on. It kicked off this past Monday here in the Tennessee Valley. And yesterday I got the chance to speak with Shirley Sullivan. She is the CEO of the Food Bank of North Alabama. And take a listen to what she had to say about Canathon.
Well, this time of year, we're really looking for items that can last for a while, that people can kind of stock up on their pantries, make sure they've got food available for the holidays, but even, past the holidays and into next year. So we're looking for shelf-stable items, canned goods, particularly canned proteins, like tuna and chicken and beans and things like that. But we always get requests for cereal. And really, anything that you like to have in your pantry is something that our families like to have as well.
Yes, absolutely. And I hear that diapers are also needed this time of year. What are some other items?
Yes, we're actually also a diaper bank, and that is our most requested non-food item is for diapers. And we are seeing an increase in the number of people who are seeking assistance for diapers as well. So that's always a great option too. So, but partnerships like Canathon really do help us, especially during the holidays. No one wants to have families that don't have enough food, over the holidays, in the winter, when kids are out of school more. So we just really want to make sure that kids have what they need, families have what they need, and Canathon really does help us during this time of year.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, awesome chat yesterday with Shirley. You can watch that full 48 Now interview on our website at WAFF.com. And please consider donating to Canathon, of course. And something fun and festive coming to the city of Athens tonight. The annual Athens Limestone County Christmas Parade will be rolling through downtown tonight starting at 6. And the other day I spoke with Holly Holman with the city of Athens on the annual parade. And take a listen.
Reached out to the chamber this morning, and right now we have 163 entries.
Wow. That is certainly a lot. And around how long, like you said it starts at 6, around how long will the parade last with that many floats?
It can be a couple hours. Every marching band in the county is in the parade. And of course, we have Santa. Then you have all the floats and vintage vehicles. And if you go to an Athens parade, a train or 2 or 3 is going to interrupt the parade, and you have to wait for the train to go through. So it could be 2-hour parade. And a lot of people tailgate. They have their favorite spots to watch the parade, and they'll park early that morning and have somebody pick them up and take them to work so that they can claim their favorite tailgating spot for the parade.
Awesome. Yeah, that's funny that you mentioned the train. The train's kind of participating in the parade itself.
Yeah, and people have asked us, can you not just get them to stop? But, CSX has a nationwide schedule, and we can't get them to stop their entire nationwide schedule for our parade. So it's just something we've become used to, and we wait for the gap and for people to catch up, and it's kind of part of what makes it a quirky Athens parade.
Exactly. Yeah, you got to embrace it, that's for sure. Out of all the years helping put on the Christmas parade, what's been a memory that has really stuck out to you?
Every year is different, but I think just the tradition of getting together here at City Hall, a lot of times we'll order pizza and the employees will have dinner before the parade. And, we always sit up here in front of City Hall to watch it, and just being with everyone. I think that tailgating is what makes it so fun. I like to walk around and you see people, and then you meet some new people who've come to town and maybe this is their first parade. It's really a community event, and I think that's what makes it so special.
Awesome. The Athens Limestone County Christmas Parade. It's going to be cold, so make sure you bundle up, but it sounds like it is going to be an awesome time tonight. And I love how she mentioned the train. That is just what makes it a quirky Athens parade. You got to love it there. But now, let's take a look at this. An Iowa woman is using her talents to spread the holiday spirit by making a one-of-a-kind ugly Christmas sweater. Local News Live correspondent Becky Phelps shows us how she got her small business started.
In an upstairs corner of Lane Andrews' Marion home, it's Christmas 24/7, 365.
It is very Santa's workshop.
Tinsel, ribbon, and bows line the walls. Extraordinary items ready to be turned into wearable art.
It's a joy to me, and it's fun to come in, and I love going out and finding, oh, this is so perfect.
Here in her studio, Andrews makes one-of-a-kind Christmas sweaters and headpieces.
A part of a pillow that I took apart that says sparkle all the way.
Her love for crafting emerged during a difficult time when her first husband was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer.
We kept talking, okay, if he got better, what would he do? And he would turn to his art background and turn hat stands. And so I decided I started making my own hat stands because I collected vintage hats for years.
Andrews found her signature soon after.
You can't sign a sculpture like that, a hat stand, and so I put red buttons on everything as a sign that that was my work.
In 2021, she and her current husband attended an ugly Christmas sweater party. Andrews took on the challenge of designing their outfits and ended up winning first place.
It was like, I could do this. That first January after the party, I just hit the clearance sales and bought everything I could find. No idea whether it would work or not.
Over the past few years, Andrews focused in on making washable ugly Christmas sweaters.
On the back, she's got the snow woman with the sunglasses.
And has made a handful of sales on her Etsy page, Red Button Art Studio. It's work that Andrews loves.
I get so excited. I'll go down, I'll put it on, and I'll go down and show my husband. Well, what do you think? Is this too much? Is this good? Do I need a little bit more here?
And she hopes her art can connect with others, spreading that joy and holiday spirit. In Marion, Becky Phelps, KCRG TV9 News.
A great story there, and a great way to get festive and into the holiday spirit, that is for sure. Now, let's head into the stories you're just not going to want to miss coming up in our evening newscast. speaking with a former FBI agent on the recent United Healthcare CEO assassination. 48's Callie Neese will have some insight into that situation coming up. Another story you're just not going to want to miss, the opening of Apollo Park at Huntsville's Mid-City District. Get those details. And finally, the Rocket City Trash Pandas going old school with their brand new uniforms. Check them out coming up, and these are just a few of the stories you're just not going to want to miss coming up in our evening newscasts. Well, that is just about all she wrote today. We will not get to Facebook Fun today, but we will use our 48 Facebook question that we posted earlier today. And that will be tomorrow's Facebook Fun. So if you see it on Facebook, make sure to leave a comment, and I might just have to shout it out tomorrow, that is for sure. So no Facebook Fun today, but that will resume again tomorrow. But thank you all for watching and spending a bit of your Thursday afternoon here on Before the Four. I'm digital host A.J. Wuest, and I'm always on your side. And as always, I have to thank you for watching. You all have a great night.